This is exactly like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Welcome. My name's Casey Neistat, and this is my studio. All in all, I've been at 368 Broadway for almost 10 years. I make movies here. I started making movies in, I think it was 2000, it might have been 99, whenever Apple came out with that blue iMac. You know what I'm talking about? In case you don't, it's right there. Maxed out my credit card to get that computer. And I learned how to edit using the iMovie tutorial, which was like washing Steve Jobs' dog in an outdoor kiddie pool. That was the footage they gave you, and then you played with cutting it. And that was sort of it. As I started messing with that, I got really into filmmaking, and I kind of never looked back. Hustled my way through the business. All of my short movies are produced in here. All of my animations are shot in here, right here actually. And I would say the basic premise of this studio is anything I may need ever to make one of my movies, I should have within this studio, whether that be camera gear or a chainsaw. But everything in here is kind of designed by me and built out by me over the years. That's how it maintains kind of this consistent aesthetic. Plus, I don't really like to buy things. I always prefer to make things. And I think this studio kind of embodies that maybe more than anything else that I do. So this is the workshop here, the tool shop here. This workshop's needed to maintain this studio. So anytime I need to build anything in the studio, I usually start at the workshop. All of these tools here and the layout of everything here is designed with purpose. So everything that's within a hand's reach, within an arm's reach like this, all of this stuff, these are the most frequently used tools, including all these power tools, which are always ready to go, always plugged in, always out. And then when you go up another level, these are items that are used slightly less frequently. So they're still within an arm's reach, like spray paint, but they aren't taking up space the way these tools are taking up space. And then the next level above that are things that are used maybe even less frequently, like light bulbs or my silk screening equipment. And then up there is deep storage. So to get up there, you would actually need to use a ladder. And all of that's very deliberate. It's to make this area as functional as possible. This is some of the studio weaponry I've never actually used, but it's funny. This is a baseball bat, and the move sort of goes like this. Say like the pizza man gets belligerent. As you're talking to the pizza man like this comes, and then you have it at the ready. And then obviously, in case the baseball bat doesn't work, we have a series of axes. This is more of a tomahawk. This is more of a wood chopping axe. And then if shit really gets out of control, obviously there's the more lethal options. This here is for painting equipment. My painting supplies get really out of control when I'm in the middle of painting something. So I think it was 2 summers ago now, I had an intern, last summer, I had an intern design a painting shelf that incorporated all of my painting tools. And it took him the entire summer to build it because I had him rebuild it maybe 20 times. The thing that drives me nuts is this angle bracket used for this shelf here. This should not be an angle bracket. It should be a corner bracket like this. Angle brackets bend, and that's why this isn't a right angle. Corner brackets will never bend. This is the appropriately named wireless setup. If something doesn't work, you need to follow a cable. If it's a rat's nest of cables, it's very hard to follow, but if it's laid out like this, it makes it much easier to follow. So while it's pretty to look at, it serves a function having your wires and cables organized like this. And this is something that we try to maintain throughout the entire studio. I get a lot of why am I so OCD or obsessive about this space. And it's not so much about that, it's just pure functionality. I mean, there's so much shit in here. All of it's used, otherwise it wouldn't be in here. And you have to keep track of it. So every minute that I spend looking for like Velcro tape or my drill gun is a minute I'm not doing something productive. So why not build an infrastructure that supports that rather than encourages the chaos? So the tool area looks the way it looks, not because I think it looks cool, but because that's like the height of functionality. And that level of functionality breeds its own aesthetic.